What is up, guys? Fair and Unfair here.
I am Fair.
And I am Unfair, and today we're going to be mutating. Kind of going back to our roots of our very first video, playing Mutate, but we're doing it with a couple new cards.
We should really just call it Darwinism.
I mean, they're mutating and doing their thing, so hopefully it'll work for us too. But let's go ahead and get to this deck tech. Don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, all of the stuff below, liking, commenting, and all that stuff. If you like it, if you don't, dislike it and tell us why you didn't like it.
Alright, so in the 1-drop slot we have 7 mana dorks for a little bit of acceleration. None of them are humans. We have no humans in the whole deck. We got a little snake that minuses things, kills off smaller creatures whenever it mutates. Synergizes really well with all of the mutate cards. I got a few double strikers because we have a couple trample creatures and every mutate card we have is bigger, so double strike's great. Dorm Counselor we can also eternalize, so we get a 4/4 double striker if it dies. Skyclave's removal, also not a human, so we can mutate onto it. Necropanther's really great for recurring any of the other cards we just reviewed. Cupwarden makes lifelinkers, is a lifelinker, is a 3/5, big butt. Oh, that token's really pretty. Vulpikeet gives flying and makes your guys bigger every time they mutate, which is pretty cool. Batra or Dirge Bat murders things. It's not great to mutate itself, but I think it's great to put things on top of it because you can just flash it in at the end of your opponent's turn. Anguirus or Anguirus or whatever the hell its name is, the Armadillo Boy, has reach and trample, and it blows up artifacts and enchantments. It's 4/4, it's fat. You put it on a double striker, they're attacking for 8. It's great. Toski's great with all these double strikers. It's great. Honestly, like, this card's just fucking fantastic. We want to mutate onto it. We want... Honestly, like, you can just have a couple double strikers down and you're going to draw 4 cards whenever you deal damage to them. Toski's great. This is
A new card.
is from the recent anthology set. So it destroys a non-creature permanent, which has been most successful targeting lands on turn 3 and attacking for 12. We got a bunch of lands, and we have 37 creatures, so Ancient Ziggurat works out. We have Thoughtseize, another Mamba, Cage, Danto Vanguard for removal heavy decks, this for all the sack decks, 4th Skyclave, a Baneslayer, and a Carnage Tyrant for control. And that is it. Let's get some games in. So this hand's not fantastic.
We're on the draw. The Ancient Ziggurat allows us to play the Gilded Goose on turn 1 and have assured mana for whatever we're playing on turn 2.
So maybe we keep it. It's a loose keep and we just hope for the best.
Yeah,
like,
I think
Skyclave on 2 or 3 is not bad either.
I mean, you can also just play the Necropanther on turn 2 as a 3/3.
Necropanther's great. Buys you back all the things that died early on, and there we go.
Yeah, that's something you want to mutate on. Turning the Adorned Pouncer into a 3/3 double striker on turn 3 seems pretty good to me.
I mean, ideally we'd like it to be a 6/6
double
double striker and blow up our opponent's land while we're at it.
Well, we will not be able to do that on turn 3, but we can still possibly do it on turn 4 now. Adorned Pouncer is really good, having the Eternalize effect. One thing to note is if you are playing this deck, Ancient Ziggurat does not tap for the mana you need to Eternalize, so make sure that if you are playing this, you do take that into consideration.
It is an activated ability.
So it looks like we're playing against some kind of Sultai mid-range deck. Probably a Fatal Potion coming here. Yep, there it is. Getting rid of the Land War Elves. I don't know. It's pretty good for us because of the fact that we don't really focus on a mana cost much higher than 4 for any of our actual mutations.
They're down to 3 cards in hand. I'm gonna play this and hope they don't have like or inextinguishable.
Yeah. If they do have either of those, we'd prefer it to be Languish though, because then we can buy back things with Necropanther. Interesting.
Did we just play Toski here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, cool thing about Toski, he can't be countered, so they can't do anything about him being resolving or not. Indestructible means it's really hard to get rid of, and he triggers on each instance of combat damage against an opponent. So if not both of these Adorned Pouncers go through, then we are going to draw 4 cards off of this. It looks like we're going to be drawing 2, and we're going to be trading with a Sharkbit, which I think is still more than worth the trade.
I mean, we still went in with a pretty full hand, so I'm not upset.
Yeah. And we are in a pretty good place, honestly. Like, we can, we could, honestly, it might be worth, oh, that's interesting. What's the best thing for us to do against that? We will just block that. Probably just Cub Warden, right? We could also Zagoth Mamba to make it to where our creatures kill the island if they block.
I could also mutate this onto the Adoran Pouncer, and then attack this one at Nissa, so they either lose their Nissa or they block the land. And then we get back
The other
an
Adoran
Adoran
Pouncer.
Pouncer.
Okay.
Or maybe even a Llanowar Elf. I actually kind of like the Elf.
I'm not opposed to that. I think the Pouncer's a little better since we have specifically Toski on the battlefield, though.
That's fair, and we also have a cat here.
Do you think we attack at the Nissa?
I would like the Nissa to be gone. Also, the longer the Nissa survives, the more difficult it is for this creature to get through.
That's a good point. If they lose the island here...
I'm fine with them.
Yeah.
Like, they either get Stone Rained or they lose their Nissa, and
Yeah.
I don't know which one they care more about.
And they're just not going to block the Toski. Like, we're going to draw a card pretty much, almost certainly. And if it's a green source, we get to play the Land Worlds, right? We didn't play a land this turn?
We have not played a land yet, no.
Nice. Nice, let's go. And now we can just play the Land Worlds too. Be as efficient as possible. Cub Warden on the... Oh, Alder. Huh?
Well, luckily they only have 4 lands, but that was very convenient.
Yeah. We just take it. The Cub Warden onto an Adoran Pouncer is going to be really good. It might be worth it to put onto the Necropanther already, but I think it's better to put it onto the 1/1. The Cub Warden, I mean.
Yeah.
Also, depending on what they do this next turn, we could also just play the Zagoth Mamba and mutate onto the Cub Warden to get the -1 or -2/2, depending on the scenario, of course. They have another Ulrun's Epiphany, we're messed up, but okay, it doesn't look like they do. And they also have to tap in their land here to do that.
Well, the Skyclave can get rid of that.
Exactly. That's pretty good for us, honestly. Alright, so we can... I think we Skyclave this, the Hydroid Crisis. I think that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
The question is, do we want to... I think we're just going to play the Coreblade Master and the Zagoth Mamba, right?
We don't really have an option to do much else.
I mean, we could also just play to what we have right now and then eat the food.
I think we have to attack the Nissa.
Well, their lands... I guess they will into the battlefield.
I mean, they're gonna block either way, but...
Yeah. Admittedly, though, if they do ultimate, that means that they're not going to get any more creature lands. And the indestructibility that Nissa provides will not include Zagoth Mamba's -2/2 effect, so if we can double mutate onto it, that'll be a nice bonus.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, yeah, we're talking in purely hypotheticals here. I don't think that the opponent is going to...
That's... I don't understand.
Oh. Okay. So we brought in some Thought Seizes and trimmed a couple things. That's pretty much the whole thing.
Thought Seizing Carnage Doctrine.
Yeah.
We cannot keep this as much as we would like to. This is
on the draw. It's very close. We're playing against Sultai, which is a slower deck, but I feel like we need to have some type of threat on the board earlier.
Yeah, we need pressure fast, unfortunately. Alright, well, we don't have an option anymore. This is our mold of 5.
I mean, could be worse. Could be better, but it could also be worse. Well, that made it a little better, I think. Yeah, we definitely just go that
we could
into
this one. Yeah, I guess.
branch lock can act as our green source. Nissa, Growth Spiral, saw it coming in Thought Seeds. What's their land on the field right now? Is it a Triumph?
Triumph.
So
Maybe we just take the Nissa and then.
I think the Thoughtseize, right? Because they're just going to take our only threat out of our hand. And we Thoughtseize again next turn and see what happens. Just cut them off of their turn 2 play.
Oh no, they still have a turn 2 play.
Well, I mean, their turn 2 play that affects us.
I don't know that I care about Thoughtseize, to be honest, because we only have like the one card, and like it's gonna get countered or it's gonna get Thoughtseized. Although, I think the safest thing here to take here is the Nissa.
I mean, it's up to you. I think the Nissa is a later priority card to focus on.
Every time I feel that way, I get screwed by it. I'll take the Thoughtseize this time. We can still take the Nissa this turn, so it's fine. But feels bad every time I let that thing stay in their hand. They have
They draw another
Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize. So they're going to take our Thoughtseize out of our hand now. So we get to play the Adonta Vanguard, which is actually really good. Adonta into the Volcapede is actually going to be really powerful.
That does feel good, thankfully. Assuming they don't just hold up that, but
Nope. Well, they're just
that's exactly what
foretelling it, yeah. So we just attack with the Adonta Vanguard then, right? Wait until they play Nissa and then kill the Nissa with the Volcapede Adonta Vanguard. Just swing for 3 here.
No, I mean, like, they're gonna counter it no matter what. Like, why not just play it now? Like, if they play Nissa, they attack this, so they have 2 mana available.
I mean, that's fair.
Like, sure. Well, the good news is we can attack this into their Nissa
Yeah,
and just pay 4 life if they block with their land.
true. It would be really great if we drew the one that the 6/6 to turn our Adonta Vanguard into a 6/6 trampler, destroy target Nissa.
That feels good every time.
Yeah. Not quite what we were looking for, but that's still a decent threat. They just wanted to find their land so they could play their Nissa this turn.
Oh, okay, they didn't have. Oh, wait, no, they still don't have a 5th land. Or they still don't have a 2nd green source.
Oh, they do need a second green source, you're right.
Okay.
There it is.
Fuck you!
Together, we will prevail.
Have you ever hated a planeswalker more than existence? That's how I feel about Nissa.
Nissa making the Vigilance lands is the thing I think is the most egregious part of it.
I think we're gonna have to get to a game 3.
I think we can give it one more turn. Like, if we draw a Cub Warden, we can actually come out of it pretty well.
I don't think that's. Oh, do I Thoughtseize?
I don't think so. Cub Warden onto the Adorned Pouncer allows you to gain 6 life and make 2 more blockers. So if we can draw that, I think we'll be in an okay space.
We did board one of those out for what it's worth.
True. I mean, it's still in the deck though.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got it.
Does that mean that they die if we draw anything specific? No.
Rise, my elemental friend.
So they put us down to 3 here. Surprised they didn't activate Crawling Baron and attack with that too. Alright, Skyclave Evaporation doesn't do it, unfortunately. Alright, so we can go to game 3.
I don't feel like we change anything else.
I think it's fine. We just got very unlucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, we also rolled the 5 there. That wasn't fun.
That was part of the unlucky part.
Yeah.
Alright, game 3, we didn't change anything, and this hand looks pretty alright. We have Thoughtseize, we have Skyclave Apparition, Toski.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
It's a little bit slow, but I think the Thoughtseize to slow them down it makes it fairly fair. Or unfair.
Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. Mold a 4. Do it. Do it.
So, what we would really like to draw is probably one of our double strikers. Either that or a mana dork.
Double striker would be phenomenal. So they have 2 lands this time. Maybe we do take the Thoughtseize and leave it at that.
Yeah, I think the Thoughtseize is the correct thing to take here. So, Necropanther is another thing that we can play.
Unfortunately, we do not have a turn 3 play.
What, we play the
Or
Necropanther?
turn 2 play.
Oh. So yeah, we just jammed Necropanther here. We are fine with it getting Fatal Push too if they end up deciding to Fatal Push that first.
He's the Necropantheriest.
So they got the extra land. However, they have to draw pretty much nothing but lands in order to get this Nissa going, so we have turns to just kind of do whatever we want here. If you can get like 2 or 3 hits in with Toski's effect on the field, that's usually just a game win for you.
Toski's so good.
It is extremely powerful. So they play Nissa here, we block the token, or the land with our Toski.
The land fights for us.
They just didn't attack. Interesting. So, I think it might be better to just Volcapede. This is actually tough. I think we Volcapede onto Toski here.
I think we need to go all in on the Toski plan and just start hitting them.
Yeah. Do you think we go after Nissa at all, or do we just go straight at them? I think we go straight at them, personally.
I'm fine with attacking them here.
Plus we get to draw more cards, too. Yeah, turning Toski, like, using Toski as your base for mutation is a very, very good effect to be using. Because, as I said before, it is indestructible, so it's really hard to remove. Like, Adonto Vanguard is also a good one out of your sideboard for removal heavy decks, if you decide to bring it in. Toski just has the indestructibility intrinsic, and it also has the drawn effect attached to it as well. So using it as your base is really good.
Oh, they figured it out. Don't target the indestructible one.
Harness the elements.
Seems like we just mutate. It hits non-lands.
So I was thinking about that. Maybe we attack first and then...
So, it is worth noting if
So we'd be attacking for 6.
Yeah, they're dead on the next turn if we do that.
Okay, so the only way they kill us this turn is if they have doubleness or if they have a...
Yeah.
Okay.
And also we haven't played our land yet, so there's a good chance that if we draw like anything that requires 3 mana or less, we can just play it. Like, we might just pass Skyclave just to block, actually.
My goodness.
Yeah, so they have to have something with reach, or some way to get rid of the Skyclave and have 6 more power haste on the field. And it doesn't look like it, and that's going to be game.
Woo! The power of the squirrel.
Yeah, so
Squirrel power.
if you like the idea of having a single creature that you kind of stack onto and you don't feel like playing auras, this is definitely the deck for you. Highly suggest trying it out. It's very tweakable. There's mutate colored creatures in every single color, so you can kind of do whatever you want. On stream on Friday, we actually decided to make a couple of different versions of the deck and try them out. This was the one that we ended up sticking to near the end, but you can kind of do whatever you want with it.
I also think it's worth trying just like a straight I was talking this towards the end of the stream, like a straight green-white version with a little bit more consistency. You don't get as many like splash options. Like I think the big draw here is probably Thoughtseize for black. But I think you can make the deck a little bit more consistent by just making it straight green-white. You can go to a lot more like 4-ofs. You can play like a 4th Gem Razor, 4th Cub Warden, 4th Mulpikey. You can probably get away with playing Paradise Druids then. And Stonecoil Serpents. I think there are a lot of options and like a lot of ways you can go this deck.
Yeah, this is definitely a Brewer's deck because you can kind of do whatever you want with it. If you do decide to build the deck, feel free to tell us down in the comments how you decided to change it, and we might try it out on stream for you or something like that. Because, I mean, why not? It sounds really interesting.
Would you say that it mutates into whatever you want it to be?
That was a good one. But anyways, we will catch you guys next week. Until then, have a good week.